In today's session, we'll learn about application of the junction diode as rectifier. In earlier classes, we had seen what is meant by PN junction, how it is formed, what happens when P and N are joined, what is meant by forward bias, reverse bias, depletion region, so on and so forth. For better understanding of today's session, I have made the presentation as simple as possible. So let us start. Let us revise quickly on what we had studied in the earlier sessions. The structure of the PN junction. You can see P type, which is called as anode, N type, which is called as the cathode. This is a depletion region. P type formed because of holes, N type formed because of electrons. This is a symbol for PN junction diode. We have also seen what is meant by forward bias condition. For forward bias, the A, that is positive, is given to the positive of the battery and negative of the battery is given to the cathode, that is N type. In that case, depletion region becomes very narrow. We had studied in detail about it in the last sessions. Diode conducts and current flows from anode to cathode as shown here. In the reverse bias condition, negative of the battery is given to the P type, positive is given to the N type. Hence, A is more negative as compared to the cathode. Depletion region becomes very wide, hence the diode does not conduct and there is no current flow. So whenever there is current, there has to be a current flow in the diode. That means it has to be in the forward bias condition. And diode allows current to flow in only in one direction. That means anode to cathode. Therefore, it acts as a unidirectional switch. Also, we had studied about what is the condition for the diode to be in the forward bias. Now, we had studied about knee voltage. What is knee voltage? It is the minimum forward voltage required for the diode to conduct significantly. The knee voltage in case of silicon is 0.7 volt and in case of germanium it is 0.3 volts. As you can see in the VI characteristics, the voltage which is applied to the diode from 0 is gradually increased and the current is almost 0 below the knee voltage, right? That is 0.7 voltage. As the biasing voltage increases and crosses the knee voltage, there is current flow. Hence, the diode is on. Now, this is the necessary necessary condition for the diode to conduct. This is the base for studying the rectifier. What is meant by half-wave rectifier? Here in the circuit, you can see that there is a single diode and to that a AC source is given. In the previous we had seen DC, that means source from the battery. Here we have shown a AC source which is given to the diode and there is a resistive load. This is the waveform for input AC waveform. Now this waveform is given to the input, that means at the N type, that is anode of the diode. So now what happens when the alternating voltage is applied across the diode? Current flows only in that part of the cycle when the diode is forward biased. As we have seen in the last two slides, what is the necessary condition for the current to flow? The diode has to be in the forward bias condition. So in the AC input you can see there are two cycles, positive and the negative. In the whole of the positive input of the AC, when it flows through the diode, when it is given to the diode goes into the forward bias condition. And this is responsible for the current flow. This property is used to rectify the alternating voltages. What happens to the negative? When there is a negative voltage, the diode is said to be in the reverse bias condition. So there is no current flow. Therefore, this property which is used to rectify the alternating, rectify means allowing only the positive half of the cycle to flow through the diode. And this property is used to rectify alternating voltages, and the circuit which is responsible for this purpose is called as the rectifier. Therefore, in half wave rectifier, only the positive half cycles of the AC input appear across the load and negative half cycles are blocked. Therefore, you can see across the resistive load, this is how the output waveform occurs, or you can see when you check it on the CRO in the lab. What is meant by full wave rectifier? Now in this circuit you can see again AC is given, but now you can see a transformer. This is AC and here it is step down with center tap, and this center tap is grounded. Because of the center tap there are two voltages that are formed, and there are two diodes also, so circuit is modified with one more diode that is introduced. Here it is D1 and here it is D2. Here the voltage center tapped, it is grounded. You have whatever voltage that appears across secondary, it is divided into two halves, Vs by 2 and Vs by 2 here, and resistive load as shown. Here you have the input AC voltage. Now we'll see what happens during the positive half. During the positive half of the cycle, A is positive with respect to CT, because now it is divided into 2. Voltage Vs is divided into 2. So this voltage, when it flows through D1, this CT is negative, or A is specifically more positive with respect to CT. Therefore, the diode conducts and the current flows through the resistive load. What happens during the negative half cycle? During negative half cycle, the point B is positive with respect to the CT. Therefore, the diode D2 conducts and D1 is reverse biased. Therefore, the current flows through D2RL. That means what? When you are going to see the voltage across RL on the CRO in the lab, there will be output because of two diodes conducting in two different halves. D1 goes positive, hence this half is responsible, and D2 goes positive during the second negative half, which was not the case in the which half wave rectifier. Therefore, the output voltage appears both for positive as well as negative of the AC input. Thus, the current through RL is in the same direction in both the half cycles. Hence, this is the current direction through RL, and you have this output voltage across the RL. What about frequency? Here the frequency is F, but since there is conduction in the second also, the frequency becomes twice F. Full wave rectifier with the capacitive load. In this case, there is one more type of rectifier which is shown. As in the previous case, here you have the AC source. This is primary, this is secondary. Now across the secondary, instead of center tapped, you have now, instead of 2 diodes, there are 4 diodes. Of course, there is no necessity for you to go into the details. You'll be learning about it later. What is interesting to know about is there is a modification in this circuit. There is one capacitor which is added in parallel to the resistor. What difference does it make? As usual, you have got the AC input here. Rectification, that is in positive half cycle, one pair of diodes conducts. Now in this case, D2 and D3 conduct. Current flows through RL. The capacitor charges. Now since D2 and D3 conduct, okay. How? I'll just quickly show you. This is how the current flows, resistive here to D2 and complete the circuit here. The capacitor, now what is the difference between earlier circuit and this circuit? There is a capacitor added. So the capacitor charges. What is the property of the capacitor? It charges It is a storage electronic component. It charges rapidly to approximately the peak value of the rectified voltage. This is the peak, whatever is the peak value, to that it charges. Okay. When the input starts decreasing, now what happens? Here it charges completely. This is the output, rectified output before the filter. Now what happens when the filter, capacitor acts as a filter here? When the input is decreasing, okay, the conducting diode becomes reverse biased. Now these two become reverse biased, and D1 and D2 are responsible for the conduction in the negative half cycle. The capacitor now discharges slowly. It is charged and now it discharges slowly. The current through the RL remains in the same direction. But what is happening? Since there are two diodes conducting, the current flows when these two diodes are conducting, right? And therefore, the capacitor now discharges slowly through RL. Therefore, the output does not fall to zero, it comes halfway. This is charging, this is discharging. This is charging, this is discharging. Previously, without filter, there was complete output. But here, because of charge and discharge, this is how it appears at the output. Likewise, same thing, the other pair of the diodes during negative half cycle conduct, the current through RL remains in the same direction and the capacitor again charges towards the peak value. So what happens during this? See, it charges, and as this falls down, okay, this voltage falls down, what happens? Here, the current is still flowing, so it stops here, and again you have a charge. Again discharge, charge, discharge. This is a continuous process, and the capacitor repeatedly charges near the peaks and discharges between the peaks. This produces a smoother DC output as compared to the earlier. So this is the DC output, but as compared to this is better, smoother than the what? Earlier output. So here we have ripple also less. This is called ripple, and here we have smaller ripple. Therefore, in full wave rectifier with capacitor filter, the capacitor charges to the peak value of the rectified voltage and discharges slowly through the load, reducing the ripple and providing a smoother DC output. Let us compare half wave and full wave rectifier. Definition. It converts, half wave rectifier converts only one half of the AC into DC, whereas full wave rectifier converts both half cycles of AC into DC. Number of diodes used, only one diode. In full wave rectifier, it may be two diodes for center tapped or four diodes for bridge. AC input, that is used only positive or negative, as we have seen. Here both positive and negative half cycles of the AC input are used. What is the output frequency? F, whereas in full wave rectifier, output frequency is 2F. What is the DC output? Half rectifier, it is low. It is better than the half wave rectifier. Efficiency is better. The numericals you need not bother now. And the ripple is very high just now, as we have seen. But in full wave rectifier, the ripple is very, very low. So this is all about the rectifier and application of the junction diode as a rectifier. Hope you have understood the basic concept of the rectifier and application of the junction rectifier. To know more about the rectifier's electronics, do connect with us at Goal Guru. Thank you.